Hey ladies and gents, welcome to my gameplay review of eFootball 2022 version 1.1.0, which has just been released. This is where I focus purely on the gameplay and compare the differences between version 1, which is on the left hand side, with the new version 1.1.0, which is on the right. When you download the update and have the gamepad in your hand, you'll probably immediately notice that the gameplay feels a bit zippier, but in fact it's probably an illusion caused by the subtle but increased tightness of the overall controls. My first initial impressions were that I found the first touch control much improved. Players control the ball much quicker, but this could coincide with the alterations they've made towards the dribbling responsiveness. Dribbling is easily the most noticeably improved mechanics in version 1.1. However, this may make it feel overpowered, as I was weaving through defenders at ease at times, as opposition defenders are still bound to that momentum and player weight shift as they turn or change direction. Dribbling with just the left stick whilst applying sprint feels so good right now, but is it overpowered? It's difficult to tell until we get back online with the likes of Maradona at our fingertips, but against the AI it felt just right. Beating one or two players wasn't that difficult, but you could feel the short-term stamina depleting and eventually getting muscled off the ball if you tried to carry that ball too far. So are the defenders at a disadvantage? Not in my eyes. I still feel like I had good control of my defenders, but this is partly due to the much improved player selection system. Player selection was a real issue for me in 1.0, and I wouldn't say it's perfect right now, but it's in a far better place than it's ever been before. Switching defenders using L1 or the right analog stick feels better than ever, giving you far greater control, but I would also say it's much smarter too. As you're going to see in this clip, I didn't actually press anything to select PK, but as he was the closest to the ball, just a second or a split second just before he actually touches the ball, he's automatically selected, and this was using semi-assist player selection. Overall, defending with the left stick and the combination of sprint and matchup feels much tighter, and one-on-one duels felt really good. You can't over or under commit, so every one-on-one battle kept me on my toes defensively. You are now able to super cancel throw-ins, but I need to test this online with the goal kicks. It didn't mention that goal kicks had been changed, but it's something I definitely want to test, as there have been instances where I've had serious button delay online and the goalkeeper just rolling it out to my opponent because I got trigger happy whilst defending the previous bit of gameplay. From a graphical point of view, the turfs look slightly enhanced, but I didn't check all the turfs, just the Camp Nou for gameplay and camera testing purposes, so I like to ensure everything's kept the same other than the day or night cycle, summer or winter, just to check to see if there's any camera lag bugs or the team AI differs. It's just easier to notice when you're using the same stadium. Talking of AI, there's no noticeable changes to the AI. I would say they're slightly easier to beat, possibly as we've now been given even greater control of our team and the dribbling with the left stick is much improved, as I mentioned. The AI will still miss glaring chances and play inaccurate passes, adding that human feel to them rather than making them feel robotic, which PES 2021 could be accused of. Sadly, the stop-start animation is still in the game and hasn't been rectified. It doesn't feel as severe as player reaction times to loose ball appears slightly increased, perhaps with the improved responsiveness of the overall controls. Referees are still useless and I haven't noticed any improvements towards them. I didn't have any penalties in the 6 hours of testing. They said they lessened the chances of penalties, and I personally think they've gone perhaps too far. Shoulder charges now can result in yellow cards if mistimed, so make sure your player is side by side when attempting these, but there's still no penalty for using just the matchup button as per my defending tutorial, which is still going to be my go-to button when I'm defending, unless my opponent's player is stronger, in which case I use the shoulder charge. You've probably noticed the commentary rolling in the background. They've added a few more lines of commentary which I've noticed, and appear to be calling player names far more frequently than before, but it's still the same commentary team, and therefore it's not going to change my mind about muting them after the testing. So you could be mistaken for thinking the gameplay is faster or looks faster, because in reality it's really not. The pass speed is the same, the player momentum is the same, just the dribbling and first touch is more responsive and your players react far quicker to loose balls. In my opinion, with this patch, with the bug fixes, this is a massive step in the right direction for Konami. They really need to work on killing that stop-start animation though, as that is really jarring when playing or watching eFootball 2022. I still feel more needs to be done to prevent lob passes being so effective, as short lofted passes are generally very hard for the AI to intercept, but I need to test this further online because this was always a great way to progress up the pitch because it was very hard for my opponents to actually deal with this. Goalkeepers appear much the same, but I did have one occasion where the goalkeeper made this weird save, but I think for the most part there's no real changes to the goalies, and in my opinion these are absolutely fine. To conclude, I've not returned to PES 2021 since version 1 released of eFootball 2022, probably mainly due to playing PES 2021 to death, and I could probably tell you the AI pass combinations and when they're going to shoot, but version 1.1 really improves the game in a lot of ways, all for the better in my opinion. I cannot wait to get back to Dream Team and for the gates to be opened again and unpack some more legends. I would love to hear your thoughts down in the comments below about the update for version 1.1. Do you prefer the changes? Do you even notice them? Because they are really subtle. Anyway, that's all from me, ladies and gents. Thanks for watching and take care. Goodbye.